Now let's watch this in slow motion. Here, JC Sheldon is guarding Caitlin, swipes her in the face. There's one. Going for the ball, swipes her in the eyeball. Caitlin's gonna have to start wearing goggles. And then Caitlin pushes her off of her, like, why are you still in my face? Marina Mabry, bad out of hell, chucks Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham didn't roll in looking for smoke. They pulled up in white, cool as ice, like they came to bring peace to the court. But peace don't last long in the W. From the opening tip, the Connecticut Sun made it known this wasn't going to be a basketball game. This was going to be a war. Scratches, shoves, cheap shots, and the refs silent. Caitlin didn't blink. She knew the stakes. Indiana had to win, and they had to hope the Liberty won too. That was their only shot at making the Commissioner's Cup final. So when the hate started flying, Caitlin didn't talk. She locked in. The crowd didn't see nerves. They saw steel. From the first possession, it was clear. The Sun came to bully, but Caitlin came to bury. And she didn't need to raise her voice to do it. She let her game talk, and it started talking loud. One jumper, then another. Indiana's mission had begun, and the message was simple. Poke the bear, and you better be ready when it wakes up. Connecticut didn't even try to hide it. Their entire game plan was stop Caitlin at all costs. They picked her up 50 feet from the basket like she had a bomb strapped to her jersey. 2 defenders, standard. 3, not surprising. Every time she crossed half court, they swarmed her like she owed them money. But the wild part? None of it worked. Caitlin shook them off like they weren't even there, hitting her first jumper like it was a casual shoot-around. That's when the dirty tactics kicked in. Hands started flying, nails came out, and the scratches started stacking up. Still no whistles, still no help, but Caitlin didn't whine. She adapted. Her presence alone bent the court, pulling defenders out of position and leaving her teammates wide open. She played it smart, kept the ball moving, and let the defense unravel on its own. While the Sun were obsessed with stopping one woman, they forgot Indiana had 5, and Caitlin, she was just getting warmed up. You could feel it building. This wasn't just defense anymore. It was personal. One Connecticut player, who's been catching L's from Caitlin since college, came out with extra venom. She's 0-12 against Clark, and clearly tired of living in that shadow. But instead of rising to the occasion, she went low, swipes, bumps, borderline cheap shots. Caitlin didn't flinch. She responded the only way she knows how, by taking her game up another level. First, she cooked the initial defender, then she blew by the second. By the time the third came crashing in, she was already dishing a dime to a wide open teammate. Her body language was a masterclass in misdirection. Every jab step and shoulder fake sent defenders into orbit. And while the Sun were busy trying to stop one player, Sophie Cunningham was quietly building her own rhythm. She cleaned the glass, pushed the tempo, and brought the grit. The message was clear. Indiana wasn't just fighting back. They were orchestrating a silent takeover, one no-look pass at a time. While Caitlin was slicing up the defense, the scoreboard started creeping in the wrong direction. Word hit that the Liberty were down in their matchup. And just like that, the Fever's playoff hopes started slipping. Connecticut seized the moment, chipped away at the lead, and suddenly, Indiana looked rattled. The calls weren't coming, the rhythm was breaking, and Coach Stephanie White could feel the tension rising like steam. But Caitlin, still locked in, she started dragging defenders out wide, forcing switches and baiting traps just to free up her teammates. You could see her thinking 3 moves ahead, manipulating the floor like it was a chessboard. The Sun were throwing bodies at her, but she stayed cool, slicing double teams with bounce passes, zipping no-look assists through traffic. Even as the momentum tilted, Caitlin held the steering wheel tight. The game was getting messy. The refs were letting chaos slide. But Caitlin Clark? She wasn't letting anything or anyone knock her off her mission. By the second quarter, it wasn't just physical, it was foul. Caitlin took another hit, this time a blatant scratch across her face. Still no whistle, still no protection, and that's when something shifted. She wasn't just calm and composed anymore. She was lit. One defender barked at her to stop being so good. Caitlin snapped back without blinking. I can do whatever the five want. That wasn't attitude. That was declaration. The moment hit like thunder. From there, Caitlin went nuclear. Step backs, floaters, cross-court lasers. She was everywhere at once. The Sun couldn't guess her next move, and the refs couldn't keep up. Meanwhile, Sophie checked back in, bringing that same fire. She dove for loose balls, bullied on the boards, and made sure Connecticut felt her every screen. Indiana wasn't just clawing back. They were enforcing their own kind of justice. It wasn't basketball anymore. It was personal, and the message was being delivered one bucket at a time. This is where it went too far. Caitlin got gouged, literally. A defender reached in and raked her eye mid-play with full intent. Then two more players joined in, piling on like it was a street brawl. And what did the refs do? Nothing. No ejection, no flagrant, just a technical on Caitlin for being silent. That's right. Silence was now a crime, apparently. The league had a moment to make a statement and blew it. They didn't protect the face of the WNBA. They left her out there to survive it. But Caitlin? She didn't ask for pity. She picked up the ball, stepped to the line, and knocked down her free throws with ice in her veins. Then she went hunting. She pulled up for three, drained it, turned to the bench and barked, "Yeah, you like that?" The arena went crazy. This wasn't just a clapback. It was a full-on scorched earth tour. Caitlin wasn't rattled. She was ignited. And the Sun? They were starting to melt. While Caitlin was torching defenders with every step, Sophie Cunningham was quietly plotting her own revenge. And when the moment came, she didn't hesitate. She locked eyes with the same player who cracked her tooth just weeks ago. And this time, Sophie came correct. No cheap shots, no theatrics, just hard, clean basketball with an edge. She fouled with force, boxed out with authority, and let her presence be known on every possession. When things got chippy off the ball, she didn't back down. She stood firm, then walked off before the handshake line like, "Nah, we're done here." That wasn't disrespect. That was a statement, a reminder that Sophie's not just a sidekick, she's a warrior in her own right. The Fever secured the Commissioner's Cup slot thanks to Sabrina and Brianna dropping 6 straight points to seal the Liberty win. What Caitlin and Sophie did went way beyond the standings. They sent a message: we're not here to take hits, we're here to hit back. This wasn't just another game. This was a message wrapped in jumpers, bruises, and grit. Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham didn't come out looking for a fight, but when it found them, they didn't run. They responded with poise, with fire, and with buckets. The scratches, the silence from the refs, the cheap shots, none of it stopped them. It just revealed the truth. You can target the stars, but you can't dim them. And if the league won't protect its future, players like Caitlin and Sophie will protect themselves with skill, IQ, and heart. They didn't need to throw punches. They just needed to play their game louder than the hate. And if that kind of fight, the silent kind that screams through performance, gets you hyped too, then go ahead and hit that like button harder than Caitlin hit that step back 3. Drop a comment, smash the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss the next time someone underestimates these two again and gets cooked for it.